Welcome back to the Guardians of Lore, Chapter 16, Boy Meets Frog Again. I spent the next hour starting out the orange field down onto the ocean. Nowhere felt safe. Reem had found us in the middle of the sky. He had known where we would be, and he'd been waiting. But when I finally decided to speak, it was about something else entirely. Deli, what did Reem mean when he said that you failed again? I asked. Deli looked exhausted. I guess it's as good a time as any to tell you, she said. She hopped in front of us and began to explain. I was a hero once, and Reem was my villain. He was the fiercest that we had ever seen, and the first to have been named King of the Dragons. Back then, Reem had been taking elves and making them fight for him. Tyrant said he had never seen a creature so skilled at building an army. It was my job to defeat him, to make sure that he could never hurt anyone ever again, and it was a great honor to face him. Tyrant told me they would be telling our tale until the end of time, except it didn't go the way it was supposed to. No kidding, said Zoe. I nudged him from behind. We lost the backpacks in the dark cloud, and so I was getting hungry and angry. Deli went on. The plan was for me to find him in his lair using a secret entrance. The fairies have found it for me behind a waterfall. I would catch him by surprise and defeat him with my stone gold bow. Except that's not what happened. I found the entrance and swam in through the small rock pool. But when I crawled out, Reem was waiting for me with his army of elves. I held them off as best I could for as long as I could. But eventually I was cornered. With almost all the magic I had left, I was able to guide one last stone gold arrow at Reem, wounding him. I used the last of my lore to create this disguise and jumped into a stream that ran through the walls to the base of the waterfall. The blow helped break Reem's magical hold on the elves, but he had gotten away. Tyrant trying to find Reem himself, but he was never able to. I have failed. Ever since then, Reem has been gathering his strength and building his new army, his fairy army. Why you? Why was it your job to save the elves? I asked. Because I was their leader. I am their princess, she said. You are an elf princess? So I said in disbelief. Elven princess, she corrected. Why not change back then? I asked. I can't. I am bound by the story, just as Reem was bound with the stone gold. Until Reem is defeated, I'm stuck in this disguise. So I began to fidget a lot more than usual. So, what kind of stuff do you like? If you even like stuff, I mean, what's like your favorite of the stuff? He asked Deli. Sai, what are you doing? I whispered. She's an elf princess. I'd never talked to an elf princess. Elven princess, she corrected. Exactly, he said. Deli jumped on Suai's shoulder and whispered something into his ears. Suai's face changed, and he stopped fidgeting. Deli and I made our way to the front of the bed. Don't worry, I told her. This time we're going to win. Deli smiles back at me. I hope that you're right. She pointed ahead, and I saw a dark brown mountain rising from the middle of the ocean. It had a bit of snow on top of and was surrounded by a forest below. The dwarves set the mountain adrift to make sure that no one could chart a map to it without lore, Deli explained. The current was winding us down towards the mountain. There was an opening between two orange trees at its base. What did you say to Suai? I asked her quietly as we descended. She whispered, I told him that I've been watching you two for a while. I knew that he refused to go to school every morning without his rocket ship underwear, so he has nothing to be nervous about in front of me. Every morning, I whispered. Every morning they don't make them anymore, so his mom can't buy extra pairs. She has to wash them every night. If they aren't ready in time, he throws a fit. Oh, I said. I made a mental note not to forget about the rocket ship underwear.